Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Eclectic Knitter podcast. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for watching, and if you're an already existing viewer, thanks for coming back. I messed that one up a little bit, but it's okay. There's no going back on this show. So, my name, of course, is Raylene, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Kamana Knits. Show notes for this episode are posted at theeclecticknitter.com. You can find episodes on YouTube, and they are on the blog. Yeah, that's it. So it is April 30th, 2018. It's about 10:54 p.m. Oh, excuse me. But I don't sleep anymore, so it could be 10:54 a.m. and it's all the same. Obviously it's a change of scenery again. I'm house sitting for my parents, so I'm in their basement. But the person's the same. The content is similar to always. Ooh, I just hit my laptop. So yeah, today we will have spinning finished objects, knitting works in progress, spinning works in progress, and a little bit of stash enhancement. That is what we are doing today. So we're going to start with faux, and since I don't have a knitted finished object, spinning finished object, which hasn't been wound off the bobbin because I left my knitting knotty at where my stuff is. It has been washed. It's a 2-ply. So this is the Hello Yarns Happy Thank You Fin. This is 4 ounces, a 2-ply. I attempted to go for as much barber pulling as possible, which you can kind of see some there. So it went from this deep brown burgundy down to this lighter, almost undyed areas with oranges and splotches of brown. And then there was this section of aqua blue. And then it went back into like an orangey, and then it ended in like a brownish purple again. So I split it in 2 vertically. And the first half, I didn't spin it completely end to end. I thought I had later on, but then I realized I hadn't. So I actually ended up splitting the first half in half and spinning those 2 end to end. And then the second half, I split into like 6 small sections and spun those kind of end to end. I think it worked for the most part. It is really poofy. Like here, like I feel like I could squish it quite a bit. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what kind of yardage I got. As I was spinning it, I kept thinking this isn't very consistent. My singles aren't very consistent, but at the same time, after I was done spinning, plying it, this is all that was left on one bobbin for singles. So I must have spun them fairly evenly, despite doing a whole different project in between, because I did that Fellview Fibers Rologs in between spinning the first half and the second half. So I have like an arms. I have about 5 feet, 7 inches of singles left from this after plying. So I obviously didn't do that bad a job at either splitting it in half or at spinning it each half consistently. So can't get much better than that, I suppose. Hey? So I'm really happy with it. I will show it again once it's in a hank or a skein and once it's been washed. So I'm really happy with it. Just want marling and barber pulling. I have this colorway in almost every base she dyed it on. Some in multiple bag, like 8 ounces. So I'm going to do some as 3-plies to keep the colors. Some I'm going to do chain plied. Some will do a traditional 3-ply. Some will do like this, 2-ply. I don't know. We'll see. It's basically my own version of a breed study at this point. This was 4 ounces of fin. I had never spun fin before, I don't think. Pretty sure. I haven't spun that much. I've been spinning less than a year. It's woollier. It has a lot of crimp. And it was quite floofy. I feel like it would be a really good woolen spun yarn. This is the same as always, short forward, or short forward, short draw, short forward draw. It's a worsted prep or a worsted draft. It does have a little bit of the halo, like the fibers seem to be coming out, but I feel, so I may have talked about this before. So my wheel, I have an Ashford Kiwi 2 wheel. It has 2 ratios. It can do, I think, 6:1 and then, or 6.5:1 and then 7.25:1. And that's how many times your flyer spins around for every once that the treadle wheel goes around. So that determines how much twist you put in the yarn, because if you go around your wheel once and your flyer spins 6 times, it's spinning the yarn around, it's putting 6 twists into your fiber. And so to get thinner yarn, you want higher twist to hold fewer fibers together. And if you're doing a bulkier yarn, you want lower twist because you don't need as much twist in order to hold more fibers together. So when I started spinning, I was using the 6:1 ratio. And that, I can do probably about a sport on that comfortably. And I decided that if I wanted to do thinner, I would try going up to the next ratio. So I've been spinning this, and the Felview fibers and the ethereal fiber arts have all been spun on the 7.25:1 ratio. And it is getting thinner, but I still feel like when I plied it, it had a lot of twist in it. Like it was kinking back up on itself really quickly. And even if I go like this now, you can see that it doesn't look very balanced. And I don't know if that's because I put too much twist. I mean, this could come out when I wash it. Like it might not be like that once it's been set, but I noticed that it was doing this while I was plying on it if I relaxed too much. And I feel like it's underplied. Just looking at it, I feel like it's underplied, which has been an issue with me. I'm usually really in a hurry to get through plying so that I can get something else on the wheel. But it took me, I didn't sit there and ply it all at once, so I wasn't in a hurry. I did it over 2 days, I think, and just did it in increments. So I don't even know. My feeling right now, like I said, is that it's underplied, that it needs more twist, but it's still twisting up on itself. So I don't know if I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I could probably run it through my wheel again and put more twist into it if I really wanted to. I'm not sure that I really want to at this point. I feel that maybe my singles don't have enough twist to support how much twist I put in with the ply. Like maybe that's what it is. Because if it's balanced, I think balance means that you have the same amount of twist in the singles as you have in the ply. So that it just hangs straight because they balance each other out, because you spin your singles going one way and then you ply it the other way. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. So yeah, that's that. And I really enjoyed that, and I can't wait to have it washed up. I'm thinking maybe a hat, but I might have way too much yardage for a hat. I don't know. Yeah, I could probably do a scarf. Maybe. I don't know. It feels, I don't know. I don't know how to describe this, and I do not want to use the word rustic. I just don't. It doesn't feel rustic. I don't know what, like, how do you define rustic feeling? Like, it's not as soft as merino. It's not even as soft as a BFL. Just going with pure softness. It's rougher. It's rougher than a BFL or even a, kind of reminds me of some Corriedale socks that I knit from using Corriedale nylon yarn from Spunky Eclectic that I got in a D-stash. That's kind of what the yarn feels like to me. But I think it's got like more fibers are coming out of the plies. Like it looks kind of like it has a little bit more of a halo. So I don't know if that, it's just me babbling. So knitting works in progress. Yes, let us do that. First, because it's on top of everything, it's as good a reason as any, right? Oh no, stitches, no. The first thing I have is my Bday L. Nope, that's not the first thing I have. That's not even what I have in my hands. I've been knitting on my Bday L hat today. That's why I'm thinking Bday L, but that's not actually what I mean. This is my Branches and Buds pullover. The pattern is by Carrie Bostick Hodge. Last time I showed this, I was just past the color work and I had to rip out a bunch because my gauge was off. Now I have split off for the sleeves and I have gotten not even an inch past the sleeves. This is my little truffle shuffle dinosaur progress keeper with little feet. So yeah, this is being knit out of, I don't have the tag with me anymore. This is Barrett Wool's Wisconsin Woolen Spun Sport in the Quaker Gray colorway. And the white is, this was a kit from the Barrett Wool's website. And the lighter color is birch. It was a partial skein of birch that I received. So yeah, I'm just going on the body. I'm going to go on the body for a while. This is my second skein. I just broke into my second skein right before I split off for the sleeves of the gray. So I'm going to keep going on the body for a little bit, mostly because I don't have a spare cable to start a sleeve. Because I do want to do the sleeves before I get too far into the body, just to make sure that I have enough yarn to finish the sleeves the length I want, and then I want to make the body longer than called for in the pattern. The pattern only has you do 11.5 inches past the armholes. I wanted like 20. And a lot of people who have bought the kits have knitted already, and they said that they had a lot of yardage left over. Like one person she bought for her size, and I think she had like 2 skeins left over. And these are quite hefty skeins. It's 360 yards of sport weight. And I just barely, like I said, I just barely started the second one. And I think I have 5 skeins total. So I'm hoping to do the sleeves, and then I just want to knit the body as close to 20 inches, basically, as I can get. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see how that goes. So I'm really enjoying it. I really like this wool. It is not breed specific, but it is American wool. It's not superwash. It is, once again, it's not as soft. It feels almost like it's coated with something, but it's not superwash. I'm trying to think of something else that I could liken it to, but I don't know. Once again, I'm not very good at this. It's not overly scratchy. It is soft. It's just, it feels, it feels almost dense. Like, I know it's a woolen spun, but like, I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on this and it's not breaking. And it doesn't look like, I have the Yakuna scarf that I'm doing out of Beaver Slide Dry Goods. It doesn't look as airy as that does. So it is definitely more sturdy than, I would say, either Brooklyn Tweed. I would say it's more sturdy than Brooklyn Tweed, but what do I know? I know some people have had issues with Brooklyn Tweed. They complain about it breaking easily. This is a lot sturdier than that, but it is still a woolen spun. And it just, like, it's light, but it feels almost dense to the touch. I don't know. And cushy, really cushy. Like, I mean, the color work is like 2 layers, but even just a single layer, it feels like you can squish it. Anyway, I'm really enjoying the yarn. I have 2 sweater quantities of the Wisconsin worsted. So So I'm looking forward to using that. I think they're sold out of the sport weight. It was like a limited run or something. I don't know if they're ever getting more of it or something like it again. Next, I have a pair of socks, of course. I was almost done the first one last week, and I'm kind of almost done the second one this week. So this is just a vanilla sock, no heel yet. This is Knitterly Things Vesper 75/25 superwash merino nylon thick sock. This is in the December club colorway called Wishing You Warmth. I still haven't decided if I like the colorway or not. Showed it to my mom. She's like, these aren't very nice colors, are they? And I'm like, no, not really. So this is the second one. I'm 2.5 repeats done, and when I start the when I start the 4th repeat, that's when I do the toe. So I'm actually almost to the, yeah, so 2.5, you can see there. So it's half done, which is good, because I would like to be done it. I have, I've cast on another pair of socks already out of yarn that I found at my parents' place, but I'm trying to finish those before I work more on those. It's literally just a cast on sitting on a needle. It's haunting me. The last thing that I worked on, knitting wise, I'm working on my Bday L Hat. This is a pattern by, it's out of a Coop Knits book. Rachel Coopy? Yes, Bday L by Rachel Coopy. This is out of Holtzgar and 100% super soft in silver gray and mariner. This is how far I am. Last time I showed it to you, I was only like done 1 repeat. So this is almost 4 repeats. This is like 3.5 repeats. And I have to go to 7 repeats of the chart. It's looking really nice on camera. So I haven't washed this, of course, or anything. I haven't even tried it on, but it fits. See? I think I started with the 192 stitch size. It has a bunch of sizes. I'm using my Hiya interchangeable, Hiya Sharp interchangeables, because those are my needles, yo. These are the 4-inch tips. And this is a US 2.75 millimeter needle. And honestly, I was not enjoying it when I started it, which is why it's been sitting for quite a while. But then I did the color work on the Branches and Buds pullover, the yoke, and went back to this, and it was better, easier, faster. It's sitting nicer. Like, my floats are better, so it's laying flatter, even unblocked, which makes me feel better about it. Like, when I started working on it, I could see a difference, like, between, and I still can, it doesn't really show up on camera, but there's a difference. It looks different. The areas down here when I started versus what I've done since I finished the Branches and Buds pullover yoke. So I'm really happy about that, which means that I can do more color work, which I will be doing. You'll see in stash enhancement. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I don't know how much color work I'll end up doing beyond sweaters. I really want to do color work sweaters right now, but we'll see. Spinning, work in progress. I started another thing on the wheel. I didn't bring my wheel over or anything, but I started a bump created by LCB. You can find her on Etsy, of course. This is her tag. What I am spinning is Sunset Beach. It's a Rambouillet nylon blend, not superwash. I haven't spun Rambouillet before, I don't think. At least not this Rambouillet. So I've already split it. I'm doing a traditional 3-ply and I want to do socks out of it. So I split it in half horizontally for doing a 3-ply. And the first and third thirds have the same color repeat, and then the middle is different. So it's going to be cool. So this is the first third is already on the wheel. So this is actually the end of the braid, but the beginning starts off with this and then goes into this gray, and then these greens and yellows, and there's some pinky blues in here, and then it goes to this gray. And then the first half started off like this and then went to the section that I'll show you. So this is my last third, but you can see all the colors in what I'm going to show you. So this is kind of it. And I'm going to put that, I'm using, she just gives you a little bag like this, which doesn't really hold all of the fiber once you take it out of the braid, but that's okay. And then the middle, here's the gray, goes into like this. Purpley blues and all of this purple, and then back into this kind of greeny. So I'm excited because I'm going to do the 2/3 that are the same. I'm hoping to spin them the opposite direction. So my first third, I actually started with the gray, and I'm going to go to the blue. And then with this third, I'm going to start at the blue and go to the gray. And then this is going to be like mostly the same color the whole way through. It's going to have these greens at the front and back, but then the middle's all going to be these really nice purples. I could even pull, you know, the greens off and just do like all of the purples first or intersperse them, but I think I'm just going to spin it kind of end to end. So this will almost be a solid. It's going to almost look like this is a solid and the other two are like barber pulling. I don't know. I think it'll be really neat color-wise. And I think because it's has nylon in it, I think it'll make really great socks. Just wanted to show you. No, that doesn't even. Do I have something dark? I have a book. No, that's not dark. Oh, that's not really dark either. There, so you can kind of see the crimp on it. So yeah, I think this is the only Rambouillet nylon I have. I don't know if I've seen this that much, but I'm excited. It's not as smooth. It's very soft, but it's not as silky as merino. It feels almost like felt, kind of. That sounds bad. I'm spinning felt. No, it's not felted. Definitely not. Like it pulls apart easy. Like it breaks apart easily vertically. So it's not. Don't worry. I do take care of my fiber. Oh dear. So next I have stash enhancement. I placed an order from a Canadian yarn store, one of my favorites, from when I was living in BC. This is called Black Sheep Yarns. They are in Port Moody. And when I was there in March a year ago, I went to Vancouver for a weekend, and I made sure to go here and pick up some hedgehog fibers. She mentioned at that time that she had set up an online store, because I told her, you know, I used to live out here and I love you guys, and I'm so glad I can come back. And so she had set up an online store, and all of her stock, like they were taking their own pictures of everything that they had and setting it up online. And she's like, definitely, you know, order and let me know how it goes. You know, if you have anything that you think would improve it, let me know. You know, I want to get feedback on how it works. So I placed an order from them they carry Jameson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight, and they sell it for $5.95 Canadian a ball. And the balls, of course, are 25-gram balls, I believe. So I got 12 skeins of this. This is shade 203. It's like a medium heathered gray. And then I got these, which is just 2 of a bunch of different colors. So colors. I know this one is 75. This one's 121, the yellow. The dark gray is 54. The white is 1A, FC11, and 123 is the purple. And then I found this color. It's like it's really not showing up. Maybe if I sprinkle the crinkling in the tape. Jeez. Did not mean to do that. Whew. It's a lot pinker than how it's showing up, very gray. But it looks like they've like blended a pink dyed with like a light gray. And so it's ended up this like mauvey, pinky gray kind of color. It's color number FC50. They only had 9 of these because I want to do a sweater out of this with some kind of colorwork yoke. But they only had 9, so I will pick up more somewhere else. So I want to, that's enough for, well, it's enough base color for 2 sweaters, and then I can figure out the contrasting colors for whatever sweater I want to do. So I'm really excited about that, and I've been very tempted to start swatching it, but I've left it in its bags. Been good. I have stuff to finish. I want to finish. I want to finish that hat. I want to finish that scarf. It's been on the needles for almost a year. So, yeah, that is about it. I hope you guys are enjoying your couple weeks. It's been a little while. I know I have. So yeah, enjoy whatever you're knitting. You can join the Ravelry group. There's not a lot going on there, but if you join, maybe there will be more going on there. Hit the subscribe button if you want to be updated, whenever I post new videos, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.